Sometimes when you set out at the task of writing songs, and I've written over 400 of them, I know Stuart's written several hundred as well, sometimes you write an important song. All throughout the history of human civilization, no matter what culture you're talking about, we have used the art of the song to pass down history and story, right up to the present day. So, in the fullness of time, things happen on the earth. And a young boy named Stuart K-Mac grew up and learned about these things and felt about these things. And then one day he sat down with a guitar and he tried to write a story. And the story came to him. And I would ask you now to join hands with your neighbor next to you in the chair. And I want you to listen very intently. I want you to listen very intently, and I want you to listen very importantly and with intention to the story of the numbers. I was running some deliveries down in Borough Park. The traffic was a blast for me. It was late and getting dark. I had to find a telephone, call up information. There was no way I'd be on time to my final destination. A siren pierced 10th Avenue as a spring gale took my list. So I casually wrote some numbers on my arm above my wrist, and then, thinking nothing of it, with appointed rounds complete, I stopped into a diner, oh, to have a bite to eat. Well, the matron on the register reviewed me with alarm. Her eyes went wide with wonder. She kept staring at my arm. She called to me in German, Avram, bist du das? Avram, is that you? It was only then I noticed her numerical tattoo. There are numbers on a telephone, numbers on a bet. Then there are the numbers that you never can forget. I said, my name is Monty, there must be some mistake. I was born an Irish Catholic. She said, this time God gave you a break. Of course you won't remember, it was 1942. You were then my only son, and like me, you were a Jew. They brought us into Dachau in the middle of the night. Not a word was spoken as we marched in muted fright. They threw you in a boxcar with some other boys and men, and despite all prayers and promises, you were never seen again. Now the demons never figure in their frenzy for control. They can sometimes take your body, they can never reach your soul. And And the numbers on your arm, mein Kinder, as far as I can tell, are the same you wore when they took you. Now you're back and looking so well. There are numbers on a calendar, numbers to regret. Then there are the numbers that you never can forget. Well, I didn't want to argue. You see, for her, this was so real. I touched her hand. I walked away. I left without my meal. While driving home, I mused. At last one could explain why I feel a rage inside me when I see a child in pain. Why I question all authority, why I shun the beaten path, why I fear to lose the ones I love, why I always hated math, why sometimes I'm selfish while longing to be fair, why the only Hebrew words I know are from the mourner's prayer. There are numbers on a telephone, numbers on a clock, numbers on a license plate, numbers on a lock, numbers on a credit card, numbers to regret. Then there are the numbers that you never can forget. Never can forget. You never will forget. Stuart K. back there.